Liquescence. So I'm not going to drag you through this, but I want you to do it regardless of which article you read. Okay? So you read an article and you're going to do an... That's great. Do this too, though. Please. Go bottom. Go to the Critical Arts Ensemble. And read your way through the flush machine. Okay? Please. I'll tell you about it, but I want you to read your way through it. And I'll tell you about it very briefly because I actually want you to kind of read your way through it yourself. Flush machine is the Critical Arts Ensemble is in Pittsburgh. They're at Carnegie Mellon. They do research. A bunch of PhD geeks trying to figure it out. And they've done really cutting-edge work all the way through. You can look at the whole list of stuff that they do, and it's really cool. It tells you why I always say all the cool stuff gets done in graduate school. And those guys, they're just crazy. This one was real early, back in 97, 98. Right? And they set up this sting. And the victims were you guys, everybody, the public. And it was the public in Pittsburgh. What they'd actually gotten was an education grant to educate the public about data collection online. And they convinced folks, without doing anything that isn't done all the time on the web, that that they were an authorized sperm and egg bank, and that they would match folks for the future. So they came up with the term liquescence. So follow it up and look at what they did, because it is really fun. They came up with the term liquescence and what they mean by liquescence. And it's an interesting book. If you ever have to have a social science book report, critical, the electronic disturbance is really thin and it's really interesting. You get through it really fast and some interesting ideas in there. Liquescence being one of them. They looked at how authoritarian power works. They said, how do dictators rule? How does it work? And found, in the majority of the time, that the way authoritarian power works is in the background. And they coined this term liquescence to represent this notion of authority working out of view in a Kafkaesque kind of way, kind of like a Kafka's novel. You don't know you're being manipulated, but you are. You don't know that you're being observed, but you are. You can't really tell that you're being observed, but you are. You can't really tell what the information is going to be used for. But it will be used against you, but you don't know how it'll be used against you. But you're sure it will, so you're sort of careful about what you do, because you know that someone's in charge. But you couldn't identify him if you had to. So, you want to complain about your cell phone service. Who do you call? Well, let's see, you go to the store where you got the thing. They go on the computer and type into some place to talk about your service with somebody. You can't get to them. Who are they? We already talked about the local radio station. It doesn't have disc jockeys anymore and local ownership and anybody running the place. And the fact that the biggest use of the web is business to business, and you don't have access to that. What are they doing? Who's the bank exchange? Who's sending information about your financial services? I just got one in the mail today. It's direct mail, but it came out of this direct market. I just got one in the mail today. Peoria County records indicate that you guys, your debt structure is so big that we can loan you money. Made it look like an official mailing from the state. How the hell did they know I'm in that much debt? It's an advertising marketing company for financial services. How the hell did they know what the figure is that I am in debt? There it was, right there. It could have been a give it to the resident kind of mayor. So that's how authoritarian power thrives. And what folks have noted, especially Lawrence Leslie has written a couple books about this, we really think of new media as democratizing and empowering and freeing. And it has the potential to be the most locked down environment that we've ever been in America. It has the potential to be the least free of any environment we've ever been in. Okay. I mean, it's a real simple example. Take television. Television was, you went up on the roof, Dad went up on the roof and built an antenna out of a box kit, took that wire and hooked it into the television. And you got all the stations that were in town, period, and maybe from the next town, depending on where you lived. And no one ever knew which one you picked. You got them all. And you didn't sign on, you didn't pay a fee, you weren't measured or monitored. It just came in. My Sirius radio contract just expired because I've had my car 13 months. So Sirius, have it for a year, then they want me to buy it. So I called. They want, I don't remember exactly what the numbers are, but let's say they want $70, and they want $120 a year for the Sirius package. Okay, in the year of the hook. Here, have a little cocaine. We'll see if you want more later. In that year, the free service was in my car and on my computer at home. Any mini computer. I got a password. So then I go to get the re-up for the service. The car is $120, but if you want it at home, it's an extra $68. Right? And I don't really want what they have anyway. I want the XM package. Oh no, you got to have another receiver for that. Same company now, but you got a different receiver. I really don't want all that talk crap. I don't ever listen to talk radio at all. What I really want is sports and music. That's it. No, we can't specialize your package. Plus, whenever I listen to it on the web, they know exactly which one I'm going. Now, they don't have a receiver. They don't have a sender yet in the car, so you're okay in the car. They're not monitoring you yet. But that chip isn't that far away. Right? If your phone can keep track of you, they can figure out a way to monitor. But so now we all have to go to set top for digital. If you're not digital, you got to go to set top for digital. Comcast has announced for this area that you can't have it non-digital anymore. So pretty quick we get a set top. Gee, that thing's two-way. That's not like an antenna on the roof. Now, how is it packaged? Well, it's two-way and interactive for you. You can tell us what you like. You can tell us what you want. You can tell us what you need. Bullshit. How often am I going to talk back to them, if ever? On purpose. How often am I going to talk back to them not on purpose? Potentially constantly. Nielsen's had to go to a new rating system because, the books aren't so good. But hey, with digital, we collect this data all the time. Everybody. The questions. It's all behind the curtain, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Okay. And I suppose, the question goes back to the first part of the concept, which is it about control, or is it only about paying for the stuff? And you can argue about that. And I don't want to look at just the dark side. You could say, this is just how we pay for it. It's just a matter of, if you want to have this new media stuff, you've got to figure out a way to pay for it. The other models are broken. This is the only business model that works. And if we exchange a little information because of it and violate a little privacy, sorry, but this is what it takes to pay for it. Because to be brutally honest with you, you won't subscribe for it. You won't pay for it. You want it free. So the only way we can do it, if you want to actually pay for it, is to kind of steal a little value from you on the side. You don't seem to care a nit about privacy. If you don't believe that, just look at your Facebook page. So since you don't really care, we make a little money on it. It keeps the industries going. Everybody's happy.